Hi everyone, Guy with the Con 23 back again with another unboxing and review from Signal One Entertainment, and this time we have River's Edge, which is the film in their opening slate that I've been the most looking forward to. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I know it's inspired a lot of this generation's filmmakers, including one of my favourite directors, Richard Linklater. And and if this is a worldwide Blu-ray release, but at least a UK Blu-ray kind of premiere. They've been available on DVD for I think quite a while, but it's the first time this has been released in HD, so I'm very much looking forward to checking this one out. And so here is the front. The cast includes Crispin Glover, Keanu Reeves, Ian Sky Leach, Roxanne Azal, Daniel Roebuck, Joshua Miller and Dennis Hopper as Feck. We have shocking and unforgettable 4 stars from USA Today. We have the title on the bottom left. Then the 18 ratings on the bottom right. Then, as always, we have the Signal One Entertainment logo on the top left. And here is the spine. Again, we have the title in the middle. We have the Signal One Entertainment logo at the top. And then we have the 18 rated logos and the NGM logo at the bottom. So yeah, here we have the back. So I'll read it out. On the bank of a river lies the naked body of a murdered girl. At the nearby high school, one of the students boasts to Matt, Keanu Reeves, the Matrix trilogy, and his friends that he killed her. Drunk and stoned, the doubting teens venture to the river only to discover that he is in fact telling the truth. They decide to form a wall of secrecy, but Matt is uncomfortable about their silence and has to decide between exposing the criminal and keeping quiet for the rest of his life. Based on the horrific real-life murder of a young Californian girl, this powerful portrait of a disaffected youth also stars Crispin Glover, Charlie's Angels, and Dennis Hopper, Easy Rider, in a tale that is truly chilling to witness. Why they've put Charlie's Angels, Crispin Glover, I'm not sure. Why not Back to the Future? I don't know, but anyway. We have, quote, brilliant from New York Magazine. There we have the credit block. And here we have the extra features. So we have a high-definition transfer. We have an audio commentary with director Tim Hunter. We have a filmed introduction with Richard Linklater. Richard Linklater Q&A. The director of Boyhood discusses River's Edge with Lars Nilsson at the Austin Film Society, and also the original theatrical trailer. Here we have the technical specs. It's a film from 1986. It is 100 minutes. It is 1:85:1 aspect ratio. It is in colour. It is 1080p. It is 24 frames a second. It is LPCM audio, and it is English, and it has English hard of hearing subtitles. Here we have all the usual logos, the MGM logo, Signal One Entertainment logo, Hollywood Classics. We have the Region B logo. So again, this is Region B locked. So unfortunately, unless you are Region 3, if you want to import it, unfortunately you will not be able to. Then we have the Blu-ray logo and all the usual gubbins. It's an 18, suitable only for persons of 18 years and over. So yeah, there is the here's the front. So let's take a look inside. So here we have the inside. We have the disc itself with the disc artwork on the top, obviously, and inside we have the more from Signal One Entertainment, where it tells you all the other titles that they are releasing. So take this out so I can see it properly. Again, we have On the Beach. We have Little Girl Lives Down the Lane, Hidden Agenda, The Honey Pot, Last Embrace, Mr. Majestic, Cherry 2000, Doc, Gas, and The Trip. Of course, the River's Edge is not on there because that's what this Blu-ray is. So we have disc. We have some disc kind of credits. We have disc authoring David Mackenzie, sleeve design Graham Humphreys. From thanks to Ian Schultz, Damien Townend, Christine Brand, Holly Herrick, and Austin Culp from the Austin Film Society, Melanie Tobb, Jennifer Rome, and Alistair Lynch from Hollywood Classics. Again, we have the kind of social networking for Signal One Entertainment. We have their email address, we have their Twitter handle, and we have their Facebook page. So yeah, that is very much it for the unboxing portion of this video. So yeah, I'm much looking forward to checking this film out. It looks really interesting. I'm a big fan of those kind of youth kind of crime films. So I think this is going to be good. I think this is going to be probably the best film I've seen Signal One Entertainment release. So I'm very much looking forward to checking it out. But yeah, there is the unboxing. So what about the disc? Let's check it out. So just checked out the disc for River's Edge. It's a very interesting film. Basically, there's a guy, kills a girl, starts blagging about it to his stoner, drunk friends at school. They don't believe him. They go see the body, they find out it's completely real, and they have to kind of deal with the fallout from what happened, whether to shop into the police. They don't quite have the instincts to kind of know what to do. They're not exactly adults yet. They've got very kind of bad home lives. They just don't know kind of what to do about it. And the film is basically them trying to find out kind of what to do. And yeah, it's shot very, very well. It's a very, very good movie. Great cast again: Crispin Glover, Keanu Reeves, Dennis Hopper. Those are kind of the three I guess kind of main big stars that are in this. There are some people who are in this film who were stars kind of back then. They did have good careers, but they're not quite as big actors now. Daniel Roebuck, I'm a big fan of. He was also in this film. He's been in a lot of good stuff. Final Destination. He was in Devil's Rejects. He's done a couple of things with Rob Zombie and stuff like that. A really good actor, I think Daniel Roebuck is. He's very kind of interesting person. His face is very just very interesting. Also, he's just like a really big kind of hulking man, but he can play that kind of that. He'd make a good kind of Lenny of Mice and Men, I reckon. So yeah, the acting is interesting. I know that Richard Linklater, who's a big fan of this film, who does an interview on this disc, or kind of does a Q&A on this disc, basically says that there's like two camps. Some people say that Crispin Glover plays it too broad, he goes a bit too much over the top. And there's the camp where they think that he played it completely like straight and kind of fitted the role very well. I'm in the camp that he was a little bit over the top. I mean, yeah, we get that he's like this stoner, kind of not exactly smart guy who doesn't quite know what he's doing, or he does things but he doesn't quite know why. And it does I wouldn't say overacting, but it was a little bit over what you would expect, I think. It's just, I mean, not saying it's not a bad performance by any means, but it's just a little bit over the top at times. Sometimes it does fit the role, fit the character. Sometimes it really doesn't. And these kids are like, kind of, I don't know, just like don't know what to do, and then they see a dead body, and they don't kind of have the temperament to kind of know what's going on. They see this dead body, and they're not really that bothered about it. I mean, it's this kind of there's not really a kind of a big moral compass kind of throughout the film. There's not many adults about, and what adults there are don't kind of, I guess they don't kind of know what to do, as kind of most of the characters do in this film. And it has that kind of it's kind of comedic, but is it meant to be comedic? Is it meant to be serious? Sometimes they happen in the same scene. They don't quite gel together. I saw it's quite tonally different at times. I'm not saying it's a bad film. It's a very, very well shot film, and I can see how this film was kind of inspired kind of auteur directors, people like Richard Linklater, who in his kind of like general directing style, Larry Clark, films like Bully and Kids, Jacob Aaron Estes with kind of Mean Creek had a very Mean Creek type of vibe in the kind of the way it was shot, and also a kind of similar story as well. Even a bit of John Hughes in there with the kind of the comedic side to it. So yeah, definitely a good film. It's not exactly an easy watch. It earns its 18 certificate, I'll say that. I mean, I can see kind of how a lot of people would be shocked when it came out in 86, was it? Yeah, it's 1986. I can see why people would have been not really scared of it, but kind of didn't know quite what to make of it. So the film, fantastic. The disc itself, the transfer is very, very good. There's a lot of consistent grain. It does peak a little bit at times in kind of indoor scenes, sometimes in outdoor scenes, especially kind of in scenes at night. It's very grainy, but it's not too intrusive, I didn't think. There's a lot of fine detail. There's a specific scene in a kind of a video arcade where kind of you can see every single hair on Crispin Glover's face, not just his hair, but his face as well. A lot of good detail. Again, I've said about a million times, I'm not a videophile. If it looks good, for me, it looks good, and this looks good. So a lot of great cinematography, like I mentioned before. It looks fantastic, and the transfer really kind of makes it pop. You know, it's very, very well done. Whether this has been released on Blu-ray in the US, I'm not entirely sure. But if it is, I think it's probably the same print as they have. Again, it's very, very good indeed. So yeah, the transfer is very good. The audio, again, I don't quite kind of know what is good, but it seemed alright to me. So as regards to special features, I've listened to some of the commentary, about 10-15 minutes of it. Very, very interesting. So far they've been through kind of how they casted the film, where it was shot, how the fact that it was financed by a British company. Was it Hanan Films? I think it was, yeah, Hanan Films, I think it was. It doesn't really say, or something like that anyway. Does it say? No, I think it was Hanan Films anyway, but it was kind of about how like a British, a kind of a British company kind of payrolled quite a lot of the movie. How they had to, I've just got to a part where they have to, where the director mentioned that quite a lot of the kind of the famous scenes, or sort of the kind of the famous quotes, were kind of had to be edited quite a lot from like different takes, because apparently kind of Dennis Hopper kind of rehearsed kind of every line like a bit too much, so they had to kind of like cut around kind of certain things, which I thought was really interesting. Like famous quotes from the film can be kind of was kind of like picked together with kind of different kind of takes, which I thought was really interesting. You've also got a Q&A with Richard Linklater for the, was it Austin Film Society or something? It's basically some kind of like a, what did it say? Austin Film Society. Sorry. So Austin Film Society kind of have this this kind of film festival I think it's every year for kind of a few weeks, and each week they kind of show a film that it's kind of, what's it called, Jaws in the Wasteland, where it kind of shows films that not many people have known. Kind of, I think, kind of good films that were kind of shadowed by kind of famous films like Easy Rider. Like this came out in the same kind of I don't know, you know what a year is Blue Velvet and kind of things like that. So kind of it's that kind of film festival. Interesting. Had some questions for kind of the audience. It just kind of shows how kind of smart Linklater is, which I thought was really interesting to see. You also get an intro, which was played kind of before they showed the film at this festival, and it's about 7 minutes of him just kind of talking about kind of the film, his relationship with the film, how he found the film and stuff like that. Interesting. But yeah, so the special features are really, really good. I haven't listened to all of the commentary because I wanted to get this review out, and I wouldn't have had time otherwise. But yeah, so yeah, very, very good disc. The film is great. The disc is really, really good. The special features are really interesting, and yeah, also they throw in a theatrical trailer in there as well. So I thought it's very, very, very much worth the pickup. It's due to pre-order now from Amazon.co.uk with a release date of the 26th of October, so that's next Monday. But again, Signal One sent me this disc to review, so thank you very much for that. Definitely, I highly recommend it. Great film, great transfer, just great disc in general, and I really enjoyed it. So that is my review for River's Edge. So like I say, available from Amazon. Release date the 26th of October, which is next week. So definitely worth a pre-order. Pick it up, you will not be disappointed. So that's about it for this review. So thanks as always for watching. More reviews from Signal One coming in the future, but until then, please rate, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.